Hello everybody, it's July 5th, and you know, it's something's been on my mind for a while and I haven't done it, and I need to do it. Questions and answers. 5 months ago I put something out there, questions and answers. If you guys got questions, we've got answers. So I've been neglecting getting to it, so today we're going to get down to the questions and answers. There's only a few of you that posted them, but they're all good questions. So let's get on to the question and answer. Midnight Gunner 9465. What is your pre-ride checklist? Well, my pre-ride checklist, it's pretty much that video that I posted before the Leota Denton Trails crash. I go through the machines, sometimes two, mostly two. It's hot out here. Gas, tires, and oil right off the top. Make sure the gas is full. Oil gets changed every 3 rides, and check the tires, make sure they're at the right air. Put it up on its little lift now and check everything like suspension, you know, bearings and stuff like that. Steering, check that out. Look at the swing arm, things like that back there, and air filters. They're one of my neglected things. I try to do those every ride, every 3 rides, clean them. Every one of the machines has an extra filter, so that all I gotta do is take the dirty one off now, put the clean one on, take the other one, clean it up, dry it, oil it, put it back in its bag, and it's ready to be changed out. But sometimes I neglect all of that. It gets busy. You got to remember the trailer. Check the trailer. Make sure the lights are working. Make sure the lock mechanism on the ball receiver, make sure that works. Make sure your chains are good. Make sure, I think we already said the lights, but you know, I usually go around it and check the welds and everything, because a lot of that is me. So I check things out periodically and just maintain the trailer and check it out. Midnight Gunner 9465 also asks, what kind of fuel do I use? We run the Rec Fuel 89. That is no alcohol. The only time I ever run alcohol is if we're running from a trail where we're full and we're running like 30 miles. I'll make this example. From Leota to Houghton Lake, it's a little over 30 miles. It's a 1 gallon. I can make it back. I've never done it, but I know it'll work. But anyway, because it's 30 miles over there, 30, 31, somewhere, if you screw around and go riding around, whatever. And it takes roughly about 1 gallon of gas, a little over 1 gallon. The tanks are 2 gallons and a quarter, I think, or something like that. So yes, I could make it back, returning back without having to top off the tank. But I always like to top off the tank. And most of the gas stations that we go to there, they don't have the no alcohol, so I will run premium on the way back. And what usually I try to do is make sure that I get that ran out of the system, so it's not sitting there a long time. I don't like alcohol. Some people say they don't care about it. I don't like alcohol. If you know what it does to your rubber and everything else, you won't like it either. There's a saying, and this is how it goes: you can spend a little now or a lot later. So you can buy that gas out of the pump with the alcohol in it, and it may run for a while, and it may not run for a while. You let it sit, it's going to start messing up your rubber stuff, your carburetor stuff. Or you spend a little bit more, like over $1.50 more, probably 1 gallon, and get the no alcohol stuff. All depends on what you want to do. I'm not trying to sell you on one or the other. I'm not telling you if you don't use this, you're not the greatest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do. Alright, he has another question. What are your tools that go with you out on the trail? Well, I tell you what, I bring 3 things: sidearm, money, and a tow strap. I'm a concealed carrier. Lee's a concealed carrier. You never know what you're going to find out on a trail. If you really want to question some trails, go look at some Appalachian mountain trails, trail hiking trails. There's some crazies out there, and eventually you might end up with some crazies on a quad trail someday. So far I never had to do anything, but knock on wood. Anyway, you always could get a predator. I may not want to kill the damn bear, but at least I might want to scare the damn bear. Most times I hear stories of people seeing bear, they're usually more scared of you than you are of them. But if you get one of these aggressive bears or something, or you get mixed in with its cubs and you didn't realize it, taking a leak out in the woods, and you got mama bear and 3 cubs, she's pissed, you might have to fight around just to get that bear the hell out of there. Okay, so that's it. The money. Well, the money is, we've run into this problem before, is we did have a tow strap. We were pulling one of the quads back. This is back in the early days. Her Suzuki, her little Suzuki broke down, and I was pulling it back with the 91 250X Honda. And somehow or another I made a wrong turn, and I was going the wrong way, and I met these dudes, and we met these dudes all the time. They kept saying, hey, you need any help? You need any help? I said, no. And then finally, man, they came by again and said, you need some help? I said, I think I need some help. And I told them where I'm going. To go, oh, dude, you're going the wrong way. So they were on side-by-sides. Luckily, they had nothing else to do. They took us back to the trailhead. Luckily, I had some cash. Gave them some money, made their day. They made our day. Always good to have money on you. You never know when you might run into a problem. Maybe you didn't fill up the tank all the way. You meet somebody on the trail. Gas is $3.50 at a pump. You give them, $5-6 for a gallon of gas. It saves your ass, okay? You get riding. That's it. Alright, now, Midnight Gunner 9465, he has a real good question here. He says, does the wife have a large insurance policy on you? You would think, with as crazy as I am, she would have, but she didn't. It's a good question, though. That question has come around a lot because of the stupid stuff that I pull. And after this 23 incident, 2024, I may be like that wimpy guy that I always bitch about in the videos. I may be the guy that's going pokey-doke, slowing around, just having fun from now on. I think my 59 years old I'll be after August. I don't think a 59-year-old man needs to be jumping around, hopping around, flying stupidly like I do. It's more about enjoying the ride from now on and staying the hell out of the hospitals and surgery rooms. Midnight Gunner 9465, he has another question. Money not being the issue, what is my dream trail ride? Well, I guess since we're talking money not being an issue, we're going out of state. There's only 2 things I really know out of state. All the way down to Florida, hanging out with my buddy Patrick Riggs, riding around with him and his guys down there. Them trails look phenomenally fun. Or going to the Badlands off-road. That park looks really fun. That Serpentine, that looks extremely fun. So them are my 2, like, almost bucket list, I guess you could say. GarageWorx. He asks, how often do you get out riding? Well, to be honest, not enough. I try to go once a month. When the rivers are frozen, I like to ride the creek, usually January, February. I usually don't start riding up here until maybe March. We'll do a snow ride. April, it's good enough to do April. We'll start doing rides maybe once a month, and then sometimes we like to go twice a month. We used to go twice a month. Next year we'll see what happens. Did I just say we'll see what happens? Well, I'll see what happens, okay? And that puts you at knowing something right now that no one else knows, right? There. It's backwards to me, but it's the big D to you? Okay, so anyway, yeah, I would want to ride at least once a month next year. We used to, that was a we, like last year during deer season, during bow season, we got 3 rides usually in the month of October. Last year, we got 4 rides in. So next year, 24, I don't see hunting season happening. So there will be no big multi-rides during the course of bow season, because bow season for me probably will not happen next year. This is under GarageWorx still. He asked, any winter activities? Well, hibernate and save money for the summer. GarageWorx also has a question. What happened to the Suzuki 4-wheeler? It was bought to see if Lee would like riding quads. It was a cheap $500 quad. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something, like go out and buy a new one or go out and buy something expensive and find out she had no interest in riding trails with it. I mean, she's rode my 250X in the yard, around and stuff like that, and just didn't know if she wanted to go out riding long time trails. So it turned out she did, and then at the end of 2019 we sold it, and I bought her the 2019 Honda 250X. And then in 2020 early, like before May, April 2020, we sold the 19, and then we bought both 400s, the 2008 that she rode and then the 2014 that I rode. Dirt Squad TV 2714, he has a good question here. Top 5 trail systems. Top 5 trail systems. I've been questioning this one for a long time. I was going to make a top 10 list, and then I was going to have Lee make her like top 10 list, because I know some of the trails I like she definitely hates. Like, I may like Little O, but since Little O is where she messed up her thumb, there's no way she's going to like Little O. She may like a trail system, and I'm like, I don't like that trail system. I can't think of right now what it is, but let's just say there's one there. But one of the things I do like about most trail systems, and it's, if I like to go out on a 50-inch trail, I like to ride the 50-inch trail and come back on a 50-inch trail. Some of the trail systems, you take off on a 50-inch trail, you gotta migrate into a route, and then you've got your side-by-sides for a while, and then you go back to a quad trail, and then you go back to a route, and then you may be able to just ride that trail system back, or you have another loop to take and you get on and off the 50-inch quad trails and routes. Them are alright, but what I really like, and it's not on my list, but what I really like is, and I do like Little O, because Little O is one of them great trails. You get on a 50-inch trail, you ride it all the way around, and you come back and you're on a 50-inch trail the whole time. You don't have to worry about side-by-sides and Jeeps and things like that. It's not on my list, because we only went there once. It was a great time. You're only asking for my top 5. It's really shortened my list. In no particular order, these are the top 5. Leota Denton Trail. One of the main reasons Leota Denton Trail is on the list, it's just a fun trail. It's one of the closest trails to where I live here. The other trail system that I like, and which is also close to here, Gladwin Fun Trail. That's a trail where you get on a 50-inch trail, you cross some routes, but it's all 50-inch trail. Fun trail, super fun trail. Bull Gap, Mayo area. Going up Bull Gap Hill, that is a blast. It doesn't matter if you ride in 5 miles like we do when we park on River Road and then ride in for 5 miles to Bull Gap, or you go all the way over to Mayo area. One of them, I can't remember when we started that one time, it was like 15-20 miles just to get to Bull Gap. and then you kill yourself over Bull Gap, getting all tired out, and then ride all the way back again. That was a fun trail, a fun day, but it was long because we were like 15-20 miles away from Bull Gap. Next trail, and remember, these are not in order of any particular thing, they're just top fives. Indian River. Indian River is a very tight, technical trail. My 91 Honda 250X, that is the stock width. So that's probably 46, 47. I've never measured it. Even that quad has a hell of a time going down the trail because they're so narrow. The two Hondas, the 400s, them are at 48 inches because they have extended A-arms in the front and long axles in the back. Them babies are bouncing off trees and roots, and it's fun. It's first, second gear only. It's a putty trail. It's a very enduring trail because you're moving around a lot. Watch them videos. Them babies are tight, very tight. Number 5. It's hard to narrow all these down to 5, but anyway, I'm going to lay out there on this Black Lake Mountain, Black Lake Trail. Mainly for the Black Lake Mountain, playing on the hills. You go up a hill, you come down another hill, go up another hill. It's an old ski lodge or something, so you just going up and down, up and down, up and down. You could spend a half hour to an hour just playing on the hills and then take off on trails and have a good time. So I mean, them are good. Now, Johnny Simple, 9868. His question is, best campground to ride from straight to a 50-inch trail. Straight to a 50-inch trail. Well, this one's hard for me to answer because I ride from home to a trail and then home. Or twice a year we used to go up Memorial and Labor Day and stay somewhere for the weekend and go up, ride, stay at the hotel, get up next morning, ride, go to bed, get up next morning, maybe ride or just go home. That was Labor Day and then Memorial Day. So I don't know about campgrounding, but I know this. Atlanta, there's a campground. Right now I cannot think of the name, and it's not called Atlanta Campground. And the dang thing about this thing, it's not even in Atlanta. It's a different county. And then there's Black Lake. There's a campground nearby there. You can ride right to a trail, or the bar next door, the Bluffs. And Luzerne, there's a campground right there, and you can ride right onto the 50-inch trails there. We also like them. Them would be my top 10, you know. Luzerne Meadows, that's a good trail. Well, that's it, folks, for the question and answers. Remember, you didn't ask this question, but I'll give you the answer. Right here. Where are we going? It's Big D. I'll give you another hint. I'm the only one here. So, you know the answers. Hopefully at the end of the month I get cleared by the doctor and I go back to work and I can start making some money and pay some bills, because the bills for this thing are coming in now and they're phenomenal. I got a question for you. What do you think I've been drinking? It's a hot day, 91 degrees here. It's pretty dang warm. What do you think I've been drinking? I'll be honest with you, and I'll tell you the answer. Before I answer it, I'll let 5 people try to answer it before I jump in here and answer the question. So the question is, what have I been drinking during this question and answer video? Alright, like always, folks, thanks for watching. I appreciate it tremendously. 23 is a bad year for putting out videos and keeping content. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the trails in 2024. I'm out of here. Bye. Yes, I'm using the cheat sheet.